Hello, welcome to Sex Positive with Chet and Diane.
I am Chet.
And I'm Diane.
And we're unlicensed sexual health therapists and sex educators.
We haven't had any formal schooling or training for our sexual knowledge.
We're just a couple who's had a ton of sex, and we want to share our expertise and our experiences with the world.
On this show, we're going to be taking some questions from callers, as well as show some educational videos.
Today we're joined by our producer and good friend, Wells Sternacki. How you doing today, Wells?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Chet and Diane?
We're doing great.
We're also joined by our special guest expert and sexual health therapist, Dr. Bexxx.
Hi, thanks for having me. I am a licensed sex therapist. I have gone to a lot of school and read lots of books, and I have a normal amount of sex.
Well, that's fantastic. We're going to take a phone call right now.
Wells, who's our first caller?
We have Danny Bananas, and he's got a question about his ever-growing collection of sex dolls.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hello, is this Danny Bananas?
Oh my goodness, Chet, I can't believe I'm hearing your voice.
Wow.
Your real voice. The real voice of you.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah. You're hinting that you've heard a fake voice of me?
Oh, well, heard your voice on the show when I'm listening to it, and also heard your voice that I created for my sex doll collection.
Oh.
Whoa. So you created a sex doll of just Chet?
Oh, well, maybe I should give you a little bit of a backstory.
Mhm.
So I love my craft, which is engineering, and I also have a proclivity for the sexual natures. I like to get it. So I decided to create you in my lab.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So it's some sentient robots of us or just sex dolls?
Well, we'll get there. But
Okay.
it started off with just simply sex dolls. I made a Chet sex doll. I made a Diane sex doll. And I would have sex with Chet and Diane, and you two would have sex with each other while I watched.
Oh, wow. Yeah. If you wanted to really recreate everything, you could put Chet in a corner and then have Diane's sex robot have sex with another female sex robot and then make Chet's sex robot jerk off.
Oh, wow, I've tried it. Trust me, I have. I know how you all tick. I'm a big fan of the show.
Okay.
So I try to keep it as close to reality as possible.
Okay. But so you called in and you have a question, right? What's your question?
Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Sorry.
So there I was. I had Chet sex doll, Diane sex doll, and I'm getting involved with the two of them, but I really wanted to see what it would look like when I was having sex with Chet and Diane. So I created a third sex doll of myself.
Ah.
Oh. You know, if you wanted to get more into character, you could have Chet give Diane a back massage.
Yeah. Or you could program Chet to not place his boner on Diane's back in the morning.
Oh.
Do the dishes.
You know, maybe go down on her for 45 minutes before they have sex.
Oh, yes. Yes. I've tried most of those. All sorts of sex positions. In the kitchen, in the dining room, back massages, front massages. As I continued and then started to get involved with both Chet, Diane, and myself, I'd noticed quite often that Chet and Diane I'd leave in positions on their own, and then I'd just be to the side having sex with myself.
Oh, so when you say sex by yourself, are you just masturbating?
I'm full-blown having sex with the sex doll of myself.
Oh, I get it. Wow. So, I mean, do you determine who's the top and who's the bottom when that happens, or did you build a vagina and a sex doll of yourself?
Under the scrotum.
Under the scrotum?
No,
But Danny, Dr. Bexxx here. I just wanted to get a little feel for you, as you've gotten for yourself, apparently.
Don't you worry, Dr. Bexxx. I'll get a little feel for you, too, because I'm going to add you to the collection. Shoot.
Okay. Danny, when you are having sex with yourself, how do you feel afterwards?
That's the thing. I love it.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. But eventually, Chet and Diane became an afterthought, and I was more interested in doing me.
Interesting. I'm just wondering what the attraction to yourself is that is bringing you so much pleasure, and it's wonderful that it is. You're not hurting anybody in this situation, and I assume that you're doing this behind closed doors.
Well, I'm so glad that you're pushing me in this direction, Dr. Bexxx, because I haven't even truly gotten to my question yet. And I'm getting there. I am getting there.
Just to go back a little bit, you said you were going to make a sex doll of me.
Sure. You Wells, too. Don't you worry, friend.
Oh, I was wondering. I felt excluded there for a moment.
Yeah, gotta get them all in there.
No, friend. I will get the whole collection going soon.
Okay, so again, what's your question again?
Yeah, what is it?
So Danny, it's been a while since you've had a real relationship. So is that why you're calling today, to find out like how to get back out there with?
I'm getting there. I am getting there.
Getting there.
Just let me get the whole story out there, because I started to feel bad having these sex dolls that I was just controlling myself, organizing in different positions. I wanted to give them some sort of their own, free will.
Oh.
So I added AI
Oh.
to the sex doll to make them be able to move on their own, and well, they became sentient.
Wow, that's very much what we call a God complex of sort of wanting to control and have all these minions that are at your will.
How do you know they're sentient?
I know that they're sentient because they're trying to freeze me out.
Of the sex?
And the one that's pushing the freeze me out agenda is me.
Oh, so is that what your question is about today, Danny?
I'm getting there. I figured I had to sit down, have a tete-a-tete with myself to figure out why I don't want me involved in my own sex part. But it's hard to talk to yourself and reason with yourself when you're you and you both want to fuck each other.
So, what's your question?
I'm getting there.
Is your question how to be in a relationship with all of our sex robots?
I mean, or is your question like, you've been with robots for so long, will it be weird to be with a human being and be intimate with them?
Is your question how to be in a relationship with yourself?
Do you even have a question?
I guess I don't really have a question so much as a statement. Come visit me in my compound in Las Vegas and fuck yourselves.
All right. Well, that sounds fun.
Well, he does that every morning.
Yeah, I do. I have sex with myself.
We can watch the Blue Man Group. We can make a whole day of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted to see the Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And then we'll retire to his hotel room and fuck ourselves.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Great.
Please, no matter what you do with these robots, keep it safe, sane, and consensual, and always be sex positive. Have a good evening.
Don't worry, we'll be back in 2 and 2.
California is experiencing one of the worst droughts in years.
We all need to do our part to help conserve water so we don't run out of this precious life-saving resource.
That's why we at Sex Positive are asking you to stop masturbating while you shower.
The average male can save nearly 4,500 gallons of water per year, which equals 53.55 billion gallons if each California man turns off the water while he wanks.
We want Californians to be climax conscious.
Try finding other places to masturbate.
And use less water when cleaning up.
For vulva owners, try masturbating with a waterproof toy instead of the shower head.
We want Californians to be sex positive.
But also to save water.
By being climax conscious.
Because together,
We can get through this drought.
Just as long as you
Stop masturbating while you shower.
Before the break on Checking In from Heaven, we saw Mabel witness her grandson rescue a busload of children, and Esther checked in on her granddaughter Grace winning the Nobel Peace Prize. Now it's Clint's turn. Can his grandson Chet outdo the others and win Clint a chance to have dinner with God?
I can't wait to see how my young Chet is doing. Last I heard, he's really helping people.
Chet's in the bedroom, and it appears that he is fixing something. Let's take a look.
I don't think he's fixing something.
Oh my lord. He's giving his bishop the old 23 skidoo.
Chet's just putting on some Pond's cream. Us hot men have some dry, flaky skin.
Oh,
This is bringing back memories from my time at Wesley College.
Chet's wife is a chiropractor. She's just trying to help that poor girl's back.
With her mouth?
Okay. On to the next moment.
Chet made a meal for his wife.
Well, look at that. A man is making food for his woman. Ain't that something?
Chicken again.
Well, if you learned how to cook while you're PMSing, Diane, you could eat whatever you want.
One of these days, Chet, pow right in the penis, to the dick, to the dick, to the dick, to the dick.
Ah, yeah, Diane, keep sending me to the dick.
What the fudge?
Oh, yeah.
Chet and Diane are old film buffs. They're just reenacting an episode of The Honeymooners.
I don't remember that episode.
Enough of this. What's next?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I want to prove to these battle axes that my grandson is a decent human being. I want to have dinner with God, damn it.
We'll see what's next when we return to Checking In from Heaven.
Sex bot.
Wells, do we have any type of caller coming in right now?
We do indeed. We have Eve, and she's wondering what the proper amount of people to date is before she gets married.
This is Sex Positive.
Hi guys, thanks for having me on.
So you're trying to figure out how many people to date before you get into a relationship, is that correct?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've dated not a lot of people, 2. The person I'm dating now, I really like him a lot. I don't know how to think of my future. If I let this relationship go on longer and maybe we head towards something more serious, am I going to feel like I missed out on something later?
That's a legitimate question for a lot of people. You could date multiple people before you settle into one person.
Well, right now, I don't think that Dave would like that.
Oh, okay. So you want to tell him that you want to break up with them so that you can date multiple people so you can explore all your sexual needs, right?
No, I don't want to break up with him.
Oh.
He's great. I'm just worried. He's such a great guy, but he's only the second person I ever dated. And I just don't know if in the future I'm going to regret it, or maybe I'll be a terrible wife because I only have experience of one other person.
That's true. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, are you from like a Midwest town?
Yeah, how'd you know?
It's typical out in rural areas. You date young, you marry young, you have kids young.
You divorce later.
See that? I don't want to get divorced later.
Well, nobody really wants to get divorced, but unfortunately about 50 to 52% of marriages actually end in divorce. Is that still correct, Wells?
That's still about correct, yep, and it's higher here in California.
So we live in Los Angeles, and it seems like people don't get married around here on average until around they're like 30 or 40.
50s.
Yeah, and that's just how it
Dave
is.
says he wants to be married by 25, so he's young enough to have kids and run around with them.
I have a question for you. It's what we call the miracle question in psychotherapy. If you were to wake up tomorrow and you were married to Dave, how would you feel? What would your life be like?
I mean, my first instinct is like really, really happy in my chest, but in my stomach, it's like there's bats in there.
Are they, oh, he's icky, I don't want to be with him forever bats?
No, they're just nervous bats. Like, I feel like my heart is telling me that he's the right person, but my head is saying that maybe I'll mess it up. I don't know. I dated this other person, Steven, and I felt like I wanted to explore and meet other people. And so we broke up, and he was really mad, and he smashed my car windshield with a bat. But then I met Dave, and he was the first person I went out with, and then we really hit it off.
Got it.
So I don't know what to do.
There's so many different flavors of ice cream, and I like more than just vanilla every now and then.
Diane, actually, she is bisexual, and she will have sex with other women, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes I join in, sometimes I do not. Sometimes I just am in a corner and I jerk off while she has sex. That's our agreement, that's how we work out.
How many sexual partners have you had, Eve?
I've had 2 boyfriends.
2 boyfriends. Well, statistically, you are a little bit young and inexperienced. The median age for women to get married in the US is 28.6 years, and the average number of sexual partners is 7.2.
That's a lot of people.
Well, I mean,
not so much.
Not so much.
Eve, would you and Dave be into maybe couples therapy to maybe see if you are on the same page in your relationship now and see what your expectations are for each other? I'm just afraid that there's going to be like an ultimatum that happens that neither one of you want.
Well, I mean, I could try, but I know that he doesn't believe in therapy. He says anything a therapist could fix, you can talk to your pastor about.
Oh, those types, yeah.
One of those.
I would say maybe find a religious therapist.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, there are licensed Christian therapists. In your case, they would help you bring God into your relationship and Jesus into the bedroom. There's a lot.
I don't want Jesus to see what I'm doing.
So if you believe in Jesus, I think it says in the Bible that Jesus sees everything. So
oh, God.
Just like how I am in the corner while Diane has sex with another woman and I jerk off, Jesus is also in the room watching you have sex. Probably not jerking off, but just watching you.
And your dead relatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're also watching.
They're also interacting and watching.
Grandma, grandpa, they're there too.
Oh my God. I don't want them seeing this.
But it's okay, because I like to say that us as human beings, we are sexual beings. Whether or not you believe in science or religion, we have to agree that in order to keep this human race alive, we have to continue to have sex to procreate.
And your name is Eve, just like the Bible.
Perfect.
It all fits together.
Hopefully you can come to an agreement with Dave. We like to preach sex positivity, so talk over with him what you want to do and tell Dave that you want to go ahead and maybe explore more facets of your sexual relationship. Maybe do some role playing. You can have Dave dress up as another man. Maybe it is your dentist. You could do the man at the grocery store.
Maybe it's a UPS driver.
There you
saw
go.
it.
Deliver a package.
How did you guys know about that I like the UPS driver?
You're really hot.
It's just
Those little
vibe you gave off.
Those little brown shorts. What can brown do for you?
Show you a bulge.
Oh my God, you guys, I have a crush on Kevin.
So fantasize about the UPS driver. Problem solved.
Yeah.
We really help someone.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. We hope you helped too.
And remember, Jesus is watching.
And all your dead relatives.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Have a good night.
Good night.
I had a friend who grew up in Washington State, and that was just the age that people got married. They got married at, 20, 22, 21, and then they had 2 kids right away.
And then they got a divorce.
Yeah, and the kids were 18 by the time they were 40, and they got a divorce, and they started a second life.
But I think the key point is they started a second life. They were
It's
able to
true.
get out of it. Your brain isn't fully developed till you're 25. So you don't know who you are. And imagine what we were at 25. We're different people now.
That's
so
very true.
You have to be to a point in your life where you have a good idea of who you are. Find someone that has a good idea of who they are, and you guys can grow together and be okay with the changing.
And that development is the frontal lobe, which also affects judgment.
I'm glad that we did it right in our own way. We married 5 years ago after we had a lot of sex before that, and we are keeping it going. What is the normal? Is it the 7 year itch?
7-year itch, I think.
Haven't hit that, but you know what?
not at
I
all.
think we're never gonna get there. So yeah.
Why don't we take a moment and look under the covers?
Welcome back to Checking In From Heaven.
I want to have dinner with God, damn it!
Chet is in the land of eradication. What the?
If you want to pleasure a girl,
Then you must slow down your stroking.
take your time when touching her pearl.
When you accomplish the mountain.
Lick, lick before you stick. Lick, lick to wet your dick.
Is that a singing clitoris?
Upon her clit, and you'll achieve an orgasm. Pleasing a prostate's not as bland. You will need to stretch out your ass. Use some lube and massage your gland. Make sure your toy has a flanged shaft. Lick, lick before you stick. Lick, lick to wet your dick. Lick, lick upon her clit.
I understand now. Chet is a sex educator.
Well, that's great for Chet, but I still prefer rescuing kids from a submerged bus.
We're glad someone had that epiphany. Let's end by returning to present day.
Ooh, what do we have here? Is that Grace making out with Diane?
Oh my. You know, I'm glad Grace is having fun.
Tell God I like real macaroni and cheese, not that box crap.
Listen, Mabel, when it comes to sex, there really isn't any normal. It's what makes you happy, just as long as you're not hurting yourself or others. I'm proud of Chet for helping the world with this.
We agree, Clint. Safe, sane, and consensual relationships are what everyone should aspire to, but we're going with the saving a busload of children for the win. Congratulations, Mabel, on your dinner with God.
Hold on a second. You look way too similar to Diane. You're her grandmother, aren't you?
See you later, suckers. I got myself a dinner date.
Thank you for watching Checking In from Heaven, and remember, your deceased relatives are always watching.
Sex bot. Sex bot.
Oh, we're back.
And it looks like my drink's about done.
And we're about to get done.
Because Diane's ovulating.
Mm-hmm.
Always keep it safe, sane, and consensual.
And stay sex positive.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Lick, lick before you stick. Lick, lick to wet your dick. Lick, lick upon her clit, and you'll achieve an orgasm.